Welcome back to Ganesha Park for the 71st season of the Pomona Concert Band's Summer Concert Series. We have a surprise for you tonight. This is the first part in a two-part series called the PCB's Got Talent. It's not an ordinary program tonight. We have many conductors from the band themselves that will be standing up to showcase their multi-talented skills. We're going to talk to a few of them right now.
The Pomona Concert Band's Summer Concert Series continues from Ganesha Park in Pomona. Brought to you as a public service of Magnolia Street Productions at magnoliastreet.com. Each week, what happens is one of the band members selects the music, steps up, and becomes a conductor for the evening. And Kelly has one of those guest conductors up next who also wrote the music that she'll be conducting. Sounds exciting. Let's go back to Kelly.
I'm here with one of the conductors tonight, Miyoshi Feliciano. There's something very special going on tonight. She's actually performing one of your own pieces, isn't that correct? What is the title of the piece?
It's called Castle of the Crow King, and it's a composition I did to go along with a painting called Castle of the Crow King that my son did. So we kind of, it's a little collaborative process.
Collaboration of art, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What instrument do you play?
I play trumpet.
You play the trumpet?
Yeah.
And how is the you all conduct together or on individual pieces. How is it that yours is the only one that seems to be the original piece, where the rest of them is...
If one of our band members has composed a piece, sometimes they've also conducted, but at this point, for this concert, I'm the only one that actually has compose what I'm conducting.
And how does it feel to have the rest of your bandmates performing your original piece for the rest of us to hear?
It's exciting.
Kind of like whip them up into shape.
They did really good at the rehearsal Tuesday, so hopefully everything will turn out really nice. But no, it's an honor for me to stand in front of the band and for them to bring life to my composition.
We are looking forward to hearing it. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Before you visit us for next week's concert, be sure to visit the Pomona Concert Band website at pomonaconcertband.org and consider clicking the donate button in the corner to keep the band playing strong.
I'm here with Jim Thompson, another one of the conductors for tonight's PCB's Got Talent. Could you please tell us the piece you are performing tonight?
The piece is entitled Blessed Are They. It's taken from the first movement of the Brahms Requiem. It was entitled a German Requiem.
And I did hear earlier that you all get to pick your own particular pieces. Why did you pick this piece?
It's a piece that I first came across about 10 or 12 years ago, and I've just always enjoyed it. It's a very lush sounding piece. It's very different than what we would typically have in the summertime concert in the park.
Would you say that this piece is one of the many inspirations that influenced you to play the kind of music that you do today?
I wouldn't say it's the kind of thing that has inspired me to play the music, but it's one of those pieces that I think the audience will enjoy and be able to relax and just sit back and enjoy the piece.
Thank you very much for joining us.
You're certainly welcome.
Thank you very much, and a very, very special thank you for coming out in this hot weather, and good evening, and hopefully we will entertain you tonight. Tonight's a real special night that we look forward to every year, where we feature all of our conductors are members of the band, so I think you'll enjoy the varied interpretations of music that you will hear and see, and I'll explain a little bit more about that as we go on. But first, I would like to introduce tonight's honor guard. United States Air Force retired Senior Master Sergeant Eddie Feliciano. United States Army retired specialist 5th class Thomas Laffey. San Marino Troop 351 Stoyan Feliciano. Would you please rise as we as we honor America under the baton of Christopher Northrop.
Close, Peterbilt, and half tip forward,
Just a little bit of background on what we do with this concert is once during the year, we will rehearse this particular program. And then Tuesday night before the concert, we do it one more time. So basically, these conductors have only been in front of this band 2 times, and then next week will be their 3rd time. So it puts a lot of pressure on them. They work hard, and we're really proud of the job that they do. They work really hard. So I'd like to call up our first conductor for the evening, Sarah Silva. Sarah graduated from Cal State Fullerton with a BA in music education and went on to become a full-time elementary and middle school program in a Romuland school district. She's a member of our tuba section, and this is her 2nd year conducting, and we're really happy that she's doing it. And by the way, each one of the conductors chooses the piece that they want to do. Sarah has chosen Toccata for Band by Frank Erickson. This was composed in 1957 and was a well-established piece for wind band repertoire from its very beginning. The piece begins with a very bright woodwind melody that is, gosh, the lights. It's reported throughout the comparison and continues with a darker chorale section in the middle by the clarinets. The work contrasts from fast and staccato sections to slow and flowing ones, while maintaining a smooth transition all the time between the two. This is Toccata for band, conducted by Sarah Silva. Next victim, please. This gentleman is his first time conducting this band. He just really became a permanent member this year. We're so glad he's here, seriously. Jim Thompson is a member of our percussion section. He's a lifelong resident of the San Gabriel Valley. Grew up in Monrovia, where he began his music studies in elementary school. He graduated from Cal State University, Los Angeles, with a BA in music ed, and his Master of Music Education was from the American Band College in Ashland, Oregon. His teachers in percussion included Michael Peters, former principal of the LA Phil, and Freddie Gruber of the Master Teachers on the drum set. Mr. Thompson's first appearance with the Pomona Band was in August 1987. You know what? I looked at that and I thought it said 1687 for a minute. Over the next 30 years, he would fill in as a substitute until taking the plunge to become a regular member last year. His 42-year career in public school music education began in 1973 at a brand new school in San Dimas called Lone Hill Intermediate School. During the span of his career, he also taught at Monrovia High School, California High School in Whittier, and Roland High School. After 24 years, he decided to spend the remainder of his career in the middle school. Hughes Middle School in Tustin Unified was his home for 10 years, and then he had the opportunity to open his second brand new school at Orchard Hills in Tustin, where he taught until he retired at the end of 2015. He is currently an adjunct faculty member of the Hope International University, where he supervises student teachers in instrumental music and teaches a graduate-level online music history course. He was selected as Teacher of the Year 3 times in his career, once in San Dimas and twice in Tustin. So as you can see, we are really glad he's now with us. The piece that he's going to conduct is called Blessed Are They. This sublime work, originally composed for chorus and orchestra, has all the depth and beauty associated with the music of Johannes Brahms. The original work is titled A German Requiem and is a sacred but non-liturgical and unlike a tradition of the Latin Requiem. A German Requiem, as it states, is a requiem in the German language. This skillfully crafted arrangement for band has become a staple literature for the concert bands. We now present Jim Thompson conducting Blessed Are They. Karen Greenwood conducts next. She has been conducting bands for the past 36 years in Canada, Australia, and the United States. She has a postgraduate conducting degree from the University of Calgary, where she studied with some of the world's best-known band mentors, such as Frederick Fennell, John Painter, Craig Kirkhoff, and Frank Battisting, among others. She is now the middle school band director at Grace Yockley Middle School in Ontario, where she has over 200 music students keeping her busy. Karen says it's a huge delight to be able to conduct the Pomona Concert Band, and she thanks the band for the opportunity, and of course we thank her for the opportunity to play under her baton. She's going to conduct Pageant. Pageant was commissioned by the American Bandmasters Association when completed in January 1953 and was Vincent Persichetti's third band work. It opens in slow tempo with a motif in the horn that is used throughout both sections of the piece. The slow chordal section is succeeded by a lively parade section introduced by the snare drum. In the final portion of the work, the principal subjects are developed simultaneously to a live climax. The first performance of this work took place on March 7, 1953 at the American Bandmasters Association Convention in Miami, Florida. It was performed by the University of Miami Band with the composer conducting. We now have Karen Greenwood conducting Pageant by Vincent Persichetti. You know, one time that was considered music that was like, wow, that is so contemporary. And it's like it's like 65 years old, 70 years old now. Next, we bring up our new assistant conductor, Kerry Kline. Kerry joined the Pomona Band in 2008 and has been in music education since 2004 when he receives his Bachelor of Music in Music Education from University of Tampa. While there, he studied trombone with Donald Ziegel, a trombonist of the Florida Orchestra, and conducting techniques from Jeffrey Taster. He was a founding member of Phi Mu, a national music fraternity and a division of Phi Mu Alpha Symphonia, and a sponsor of the Tri-M, a high school National Music Honor Society. Prior to leaving Florida, Kerry was the director of instrumental music at East Bay High School, where he conducted numerous ensembles, including the Wind Ensemble, Marching Band, Jazz Band, and Chamber and Symphonic Orchestra. He was also chairman of the Hillsborough County Orchestra All-County Music Festival and hosted annually the Hillsborough County Middle School Music Performance Assessment Festival. In addition to performing trombone with the Pomona Concert Band, he regularly plays with the Pomona College Band, the Freedom Band of Los Angeles, and an ensemble that promotes acceptance and celebrates diversity by bringing together musicians from across Southern California for performance and educational opportunities that embrace equality, inclusion, and the love of music. He has been on the board of directors and is currently the treasurer of the Pomona Concert Band and was accepted as an assistant conductor for the Pomona Concert Band this year. That's such a big resume, I got to go to the second page. I told you keep it short. Now, the piece he's going to do is Solas and A. Solas and A are two Gaelic words meaning joy and yesterday. It was named for the absolute pleasure Margaret Papas, the recent retired band director of Oswego High School in Oswego, Illinois. And this piece is a unique blend of flowing lines and lush textures coupled with dynamic Celtic drumming. The musical creation is very stylized and effective selling for wind bands. Interspersed with the quiet moments with absolute woodwind lines that are contrasted nicely with the emotional full band passages. This is Kerry Kline conducting Solas and A. Final piece of our first half will be conducted by Chris Northrop. Chris has been a member of the Pomona Concert Band in our trumpet section since 2005. He is also a member of the Golden State British Brass Band and the Pomona College Concert Band. He was a member of the Olympic Fanfare Trumpets for the 1984 Olympics in Los Angeles. A graduate of right here in Ganesha High School and Cal State San Bernardino. He's taught music at the high school, middle school, and elementary school levels. He is currently teaching in the Fontana USD for the last 12 years. He was elected Elementary Music and Enrichment Teacher of the Year for 2017 and 2018. He's going to conduct a piece entitled March of the Steelmen by Charles S. Bolstering. March of the Steelmen was originally written for piano in the early 1930s as the ambassador. In 1936, Bolstering attended a performance of the Joliet High School, Illinois Band in New York. The band's conductor, A.R. McAllister, learned of Bolstering's compositional efforts and asked that the ambassador be orchestrated for his band. Bolstering enlisted composer Harry Alford to assist on the scoring, and the newly retitled March of the Steelmen was premiered at the Joliet High School Band on March 19, 1937. As one of his only extant works, March of the Steelmen represents Bolstering's legacy as a composer and is still performed frequently today. The title of this rousing march refers not only to the rugged steel industry where Bolstering made his fortune, but is also a tip of the cap to the mascot of the Joliet High School Steelmen. After this piece, we will take our 15-minute information, geez. It's been a long day. You know, we're going to take a break. The tuba's already told me he's really hungry. So if you could feed the hungry tuba, that would be, he's really, really hungry. And of course, snack bar and 50-50 tickets are still available through the break. And the word was intermission. I just completely forgot about it. Anyway, this is March of the Steelmen, conducted by Chris Northrop. Thank you very much. We're going to take a short intermission.
We're here with Stephen Klein, another one of the conductors tonight. Could you tell us the piece that you're performing?
Well, it's called Gallup from Genevieve de Brabant by Bizet. It's a piece from a Bizet opera from the 19th century.
Oh, wow. Do you get to pick the pieces that you want to perform?
Yes, the conductor gets to pick the pieces. And this piece is very interesting because there's a melody in the middle of it that everyone's going to recognize.
Could you give us a hint?
Well, it has something to do with the halls of Montezuma.
Oh.
This is the source of the tune for the Marines' hymn.
I see.
And this arrangement of this piece actually was done by a gentleman who was for many years the director of the Marine Band in Washington. So it's a piece that's very near and dear to his heart.
And how dear is this to you? How close is this to you? How long have...
Well, actually, I, besides playing in this band and being one of the conductors tonight, I'm also the associate conductor of the Pomona College Band.
Oh.
And the Pomona College Band played this in a concert last year. And I thought it was so much fun that I thought it'd be nice to have this band do it as well.
How long have you been playing with the Pomona Concert Band?
I think this is my 4th summer with them.
Summer.
Yes.
And you guys meld very well together. So we are looking forward to seeing what's going on tonight. Thank you so much for
You're
joining
very
us.
welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Our next conductor is Stephen Klein. Steve has been a lecturer in tuba and euphonium at Pomona College since 1989. He is also an associate conductor of the Pomona College Band. Phi Beta Kappa graduate from UC Berkeley. He received his MA from the Eastman School of Music in 1974. He has been an active freelance musician and teacher in Southern California since leaving the Air Force Band of the Golden West. He was also a member of the 1984 Olympic Orchestra under John Williams and has performed with Frank Sinatra, Opera Pacific, and most of the major performing ensembles around Southern California and on many TV and movie soundtracks. The piece that he's conducting tonight is called Gallup or Gallup. Depends which language you're using, I guess. Jacques Offenbach was one of the most prolific and popular composers of 19th century French operas and operettas, such as Orpheus in the Underworld, La Belle Helena, and he has often been called the French Arthur Sullivan, although it might be better to say Sullivan was the English Offenbach. Genevieve de Brabant is based on a medieval legend of the wife of a nobleman who is accused of infidelity while her husband is away on the Crusades and flees into the woods to escape death at his hands. Sounds cheery, and in Offenbach's hands, it often includes such touches as the King of France suggesting that everyone can get on a train to Palestine around the year 700. The Gallup is a piece. You'll understand why it's called a gallop. It's like if you can think of yourself getting on a horse and getting ready to go and going as fast as you can, that is what a gallop is. And so that is a piece that Steve is going to do. And what you're going to hear, Colonel John Bourgeoise was a commander of the Marine Band from 1979 to 1996, leaving behind in 1958 as a French horn player, although he also worked his way up through the ranks. And being a Marine, you're going to hear something in here that is very, very familiar as he put into this piece the Marines' hymn. And so this is Gallup, conducted by Steve Klein. Okay, we're going to see if this microphone works. Everybody out of breath from that. Jeez. Okay, we have 4 bags, $22 each, a candy bar, and a video of our first concert. And it got to be mixed up. It was working. Then it cut. One, 2, 209.
1, 2, 209.
Here are yay. One, 2, 400.
1, 2.
We got a winner. Thanks, Chris. He can't see anyway, so don't worry. Is this it? No. Oh, thank you. 1, 2, 169.
1, 2, 169.
Did I hear some noise from the audience? Boy, these lights are bright. Whew. And the final winner for tonight is 1, 2, 498.
1, 2, 498.
And the band gets shut out. You know, each week they're getting the prizes are getting bigger and bigger. So hopefully we just keep feeding that and be up to $30 next week. Thanks for your participation, and if you didn't win this week, good luck next week. Are there any Feliciano family members here tonight? I didn't hear you. Are you here? There's maybe one of you. Miyoshi's been a member of our trumpet section for 13 years as well as a band board member. She's played trumpet for over 40 years, received her Bachelor of Music degree from Berklee College of Music, majoring in film scoring. Additionally, she plays tenor horn in the Golden State British Brass Band. This year marks her 23rd year in private practice as a doctor of chiropractic. The Castle of the Crow King is an original work composed by Miyoshi to convey the eerie and ominous mood of the original painting, also titled Castle of the Crow-King, by an accomplished concept artist and illustrator who happens to be Logan Feliciano, Miyoshi's son. And he's here tonight. Would you stand up? So what you're going to hear is an original piece of music of an interpretation of an original work of art by the Feliciano family. After hearing the composition, you can see the painting in the original orchestral composition, which includes chant-like voices on YouTube. After hearing this composition, Linda Taylor, our director, asked Miyoshi if she could arrange the composition for our concert band, and that's what she did. So now, please enjoy The Castle of the Crow-King, conducted by Miyoshi Feliciano. We're going to bring back our assistant conductor, Kerry Kline, and he's going to do a piece entitled West Highlands Sojourn. Inspired by the composer's journey through the western hill country of England and Wales, West Highlands Sojourn by Robert Sheldon borrows from the folk melodies that he heard on a river near the Scottish border. Each movement is named for a town in England and written in a very traditional English wind band style. The first movement is Stow on the Wold. It's a delightful village in the hill country of west central England. A wold is a raised place, sort of like a plateau, where you can walk the many trails from one village to another. Stow was having a folk festival on one of the days when Mr. Sheldon was there, and the charming event brought about the inspiration for the first movement. The second movement is the Brantford Ballad. It's about Brantford on Avon, which is a quaint and ancient town down street from Stratford, and the Avon River is quite narrow there and many footbridges separating the stream. The composer writes, "The evening was warm and torches lit the banks of the Avon. Very romantic. Need I say more?" The final movement on Derwent Water was drawn from Mr. Sheldon's visit to the Lakes region in the northwest of Scotland. Mr. Sheldon writes of his experience leaving Windermere. "I stayed on an equestrian estate on Lake Derwent. Sitting on the banks of the lake one day, I could see the distant shore of a festival where costumes and hand drums were being used. I often create puzzles to solve when I write, so I decided to try a Granger immovable do-type treatment to see if I could write an entire movement of the measure on this piece." So you're going to hear 3 movements. Please hold your applause till the end. Thank you. We bring back another member of our tuba section who's conducted us for several years in a row now, David Shasma. David Shasma is a member of the tuba section and attended Cal State Polytechnical University, San Luis Obispo from 71 to 76 and Cal State University, Long Beach from 77 to 78, where he studied tuba under Jim Stelf and Stephen Klein. He was a musical director of the Long Beach Junior Concert Band from 2007 to 2012, where he had previously served as assistant director. From 1982 until early 84, he was assistant director of the Los Caballeros Youth Band in Carson, California. He then founded and directed the sound machine of the Inland Empire Youth Band that was based in Upland. And he did that from 84 to 99. The band traveled throughout the western United States and Canada performing parades and field competition. The bands he instructed captured more than 70 parade musical sweepstakes and high school and high field show music awards. He's a past member of the Southern California School Band and Orchestra Association, the All-American Judges Association, which later became the Southern California Judges Association, and he was a band adjudicator throughout Southern California. He's been a member of the Pomona Concert Band since 2005, and he also serves on the board of directors. The piece he's conducting tonight is called The Captains and the Kings by Leroy Anderson. Leroy Anderson was an American composer of short, light concert pieces. He studied composition at Harvard with George Enesco and Walter Piston. He was a linguist, speaking Norwegian, Swedish, Danish, Icelandic, German, French, Italian, and Portuguese. He served with the U.S. intelligence in Iceland as an interpreter during the Second World War. Anderson was discovered by Arthur Fiedler, who commissioned him to write many works for the Boston Pops Orchestra. He soon became one of the most popular composers in America. John Williams described him as one of the great American masters of orchestral music. The Captains and the Kings was composed for orchestra and completed in 1962. It was recorded and first performed by the composer, and the composer, quote, "It's Captains and Kings," a quote from Kipling's Recessional. The tumult and the shouting dies, the captain and the kings depart. Still stands thine ancient sacrifice as a humble and contrite heart. Lord God of hosts, be with yet, lest we forget. This is Captains and the Kings, Leroy Anderson, conducted by David Shasma. We now bring Lucas Critchfield up. He's a member of our percussion section. He's our mallet soloist, and he is currently teaching in Claremont Unified School District. He's a graduate of University of New Mexico and his master's degree at New Mexico State University. In addition to teaching, he performs in an exciting Central American marimba music for parties and other events. Look for his ad in the program under Marimba Tropical. We had the pleasure of hearing him play for our Christmas banquet this year, and he was fantastic. So Lucas has decided to conduct a Paso Doble march. A Paso Doble is a form of Spanish march traditionally performed at bullfights as the participants enter the arena. One of the most famous and beloved Paso Dobles ever written is our next piece, entitled El Relicario by Jose Padilla. It was written in 1914 and features fiery rhythms and sweeping Spanish melodies. A little aside fact, El Relicario was used as a soundtrack for Dwight Eisenhower's presidential campaign in 1952. We present Lucas Critchfield conducting El Relicario. Before we go to our traditional closing number, America the Beautiful, which will be conducted by Kerry Kline, I would like to very quickly have each one of the conductors, as I call their names, stand up so you can be recognized again by the audience. Sarah Silva. Jim Thompson. Karen Greenwood. Kerry Kline. Chris Northrop. Stephen Klein. Miyoshi Feliciano. David Shasma. Lucas Critchfield. If you enjoyed this, please come back next week. We're going to have PC Has Talent 2, and it's going to be all the same conductors that you saw tonight with a whole different and varied program. We thank you for your attendance. We're going to conclude our concert with our traditional America the Beautiful. Please drive home safely, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you again for joining us for the Pomona Concert Band's Summer Concert Series. They play every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. in Ganesha Park in Pomona through the end of August. If you would like to help support this band and this event, please visit www.pomonaconcertband.org. I'm Kelly Pozon from the band Ramekega. You can check us out on ramekega.com or on social media. Good night, everyone.
Before you visit us for next week's concert, be sure to visit the Pomona Concert Band website at pomonaconcertband.org and consider clicking the donate button in the corner to keep the band playing strong. Tonight's television show was produced by Magnolia Street Productions. Visit us at magnoliastreet.com and give us a call when your special event needs the special touch of live TV, multi-camera production, or live streaming. For the Pomona Concert Band, this is Tim Greenwood speaking.